Hello everybody and welcome, I am Bricker Boom, and today we're going to be taking a look at more starters. As we all know, Chikorita is commonly referred to as the worst of Generation 2 starters, and in a lot of ways they're not wrong. The problem with the Chikorita line is the fact that it literally has no gyms it can be completely strong against until it gets to Kanto, and in the first two gyms it gets absolutely rolled. Faulkner has Gust, Bugsy has Bug-type moves and Poison Sting, and while I know we'll eventually take the starters through Johto, I wanted to start with Kanto, though don't worry, I do have another Johto playthrough coming to the channel soon enough, I'm sure. But let's take a look at Chikorita first, and for Grass-type, it has a little bit of bulk to its name. Defense and Special Defense are its best stat, and hopefully that'll allow us to be able to Leech Seed or Status Powder and hope for the best. To take a look at it... Oh, it doesn't learn Leech Seed. Well, maybe it has some decent TMs. Also, no. We're gonna have to be level 100, aren't we? Well, let's take a look at the rules. I can only use Chikorita in battle, and I cannot use any items in battle, but in between battles, fine. Lastly, if I get to level 100 and still have no way of winning, I will try double team strats, but it rarely comes to that. Maybe we can Toxic Stall towards the end, but I don't know if we'll be able to live long enough to be able to do so. We are going to go ahead and give the rival Charizard, since that'll likely be the hardest for us to fight. He has access to strong flying and fire moves, and will probably be the worst for us. Venusaur is also an option, given the fact that we can't do super effective damage to it, but without it having access to Poison-type moves, it didn't make sense. We name our Chikorita Eggplant, and we go to fight the rival for the first time. We're only doing a bit of damage, and it's pretty close, but our attack is even worse than normal due to the Growl Charmander used, so we actually end up going down. We have a Gentle Nature, which increases special defense and reduces regular defense, and an ability that ups Grass-powered move once our health reaches a certain threshold. And once again, the trek through Viridian Forest is an absolute slog. We get poisoned, we get knocked out, we get rickrolled. Honestly, it's just a rough time all around. When we make our way back to the rival for the optional rival fight, we've gotten a decent little bit of leveling on our side. Pidgey is up first, and we open with Tackle, and we do get Sand attacked. We manage to push past that and take it out, and then when Charmander comes out, we immediately miss. We trade attacks back and forth, and miss a few too many times, making it very close, but we do manage to pull off a victory and manage to move on. With Brock, well, let's just say that even with how weak Chikorita is, you can't deny that Brock's Pokemon are kind of weak as well, or at the very least, we have a good typing. Chikorita's able to take them both out with a single Razor Leaf for each of them, and then from there it's time to move on. Mount Moon is a pleasant little jaunt, and we make sure to do some leveling up between now and Cerulean. Given our type advantage, we actually go to fight Misty before we go to fight the rival. Staryu is first, and we get hit with a soft Water Pulse, but smack ourselves. We snap out of Confusion next turn as Staryu hardens, and we can take it out. Starmie is next, and we get hit with Swift, and we retaliate with Razor Leaf to take it to half. Another Swift takes us to 11 HP, and we can take it out with another Razor Leaf to win the battle and the badge. With two badges down and out of the way, we can go ahead and go fight the rival on the bridge. With Pidgeotto, we use Reflect to raise our defense and get hit with Gust before poisoning the burb, and we do get Sand attacked. We swap to Tackle and take a small chunk of health and get Sand attacked from then. From there, the missing begins, but thankfully, the poison damage is helping to do some damage. We do manage to take it out, but we have 2 HP, and then Charmander immediately bops us and we go down. We end up having to level quite a bit, all the way up to level 29, due to the move that we learn at that level being Body Slam. It deals a lot more damage, and it also has that potential secondary effect. Now with Pidgeotto, we Body Slam it to yellow and paralyze it. Charmander, we slam it to red as it embers and burns us, and then we can take it down next turn. We can Body Slam Abra, and then with Rattata, we repeat the process and manage to pull out a victory with 1 HP remaining. So, as you can see, the extra levels were very much needed. With the rival out of the way, we can go to the route to the north, and we actually take our time battling as many people as we can. While Body Slam is helping us do the additional damage we needed, the attack power of our Eggplant is not the best. Now, while we're aboard the SSN, again, we do make sure to take down as many trainers as we possibly can inside. With Body Slam, battles should be a bit easier going forward, but then all too soon, it's time to face the rival again. Now, by this time, the rival's already gonna start being a problem given the fact that his Pokemon are starting to evolve. With Bulbasaur, we could play any stall battle, given the fact that we had Sleep Powder and Leech Seed. With Chikorita, we essentially have to hope that we can brute force our way through any battle, and I hate to admit that more often than not, Chikorita can't do that, and I'm beginning to wonder, is Chikorita just a bad Pokemon? The rival first sends out Pidgeotto, and we open with a Body Slam to take it to red as it unfortunately throws sand in our face, but we still connect with a secondary Body Slam to take it down. With Charmeleon, we take it below half with Body Slam as it uses Ember, and then we can take it down with another. When Raticate comes out, we take it to yellow with Razor Leaf, and it uses Tail Whip. We miss our Body Slam, and it takes us to about half with Hyper Fang before we can take it out. Last up is Kadabra, who misses a Disable, and then goes down to a single Body Slam, and that wins us the battle. After that, we talk to the captain, grab Cut, and run off to Surgeon's Gym. I won't tell you how long I spent on the trash can puzzle, because frankly, it's embarrassing. And with that, it's time to battle Surge. Surge first sends out Voltorb, and we get hit with massive damage, 4 whole hit points worth, and then take it down with Body Slam. Pikachu is next, and, well, it's a Pikachu, so it goes down to a single Body Slam. Last is Raichu, who uses Double Team, and we take it below half and get the Paralysis. Surge uses a full heal, which takes up his turn, and then we can go ahead and use another Body Slam to knock it out from there. With 3 badges in hand, it's time to make our way through Rock Tunnel. There are a decent amount of mandatory battles, which does make PP conservation a bit of an issue, but we are able to make it through without too much trouble. After that, we have a couple choices ahead of us. We can either go to the tower, or to Celadon and fight Giovani, or Erica. I end up going to fight Giovani first, given the fact that he has rock types on his team. It won't be a difficult first fight. Going forward, as he gets poison types added in, we'll probably have some issues, but for now, let's just see how we do. With Giovani, we didn't heal up beforehand because I ran out of potions and didn't want to run back to a Poké Center. Thankfully, we can take down the Onix with a single Razor Leaf. The Ryhorn is up next, and it also goes down in a single Razor Leaf, leaving us with one more Pokemon to face. Kangaskhan is out, and we test damage with Razor Leaf as it Tail Whips. We swap to Body Slam, which also isn't doing much, but we may get a Paralysis. It misses a Mega Punch, and then we Body Slam again. A Bite ends up making us flinch, but in a few turns, we're able to take it out and beat Giovani. After that, we open up the path to Saffron City, and rather than fight Erica, we head back to the tower. I have a feeling Erica won't be too difficult to defeat, but given the fact that she has access to some poison moves, and we're not exactly the tankiest mon around, I'd like to get those few extra levels that we can between now and then. So with that, the rival sends out Pidgeotto first, and we open with Eggplant, and we Body Slam as it uses Gust. Another Body Slam is enough to take it down. When Charmeleon comes out, we Body Slam it as it hits us with Smokescreen, and then another Body Slam takes it down. With the eggs, we Body Slam them below half as they hit us with Confusion before going down as well. Kadabra is frail, goes down to a single attack, and that leaves us with Gyarados. We begin Body Slamming it as it begins thrashing, and it thankfully hits itself when it gets confused from fatigue. It knocks us all the way down to 17 HP as we Body Slam, paralyze it, and then with that, we can outspeed it the next turn, thankfully still connect despite the Smokescreen, and take it out for the victory. This actually took 2 tries because Execute put us to sleep on the first attempt and was able to use Confusion way too many times before we woke up. With him out of the way, though, we can go ahead and move through the rest of the tower, forget to grab the Poké-Flute, and then go to fight Erica. Victory Bell is sent out first, and we Body Slam it below half, but unfortunately get paralyzed right off the bat. We can still break through that, and take it down next turn. With Tangela, it uses Giga Drain, we stay paralyzed, and it sets up Ingrain. We take it below half with Body Slam and paralyze it as it heals a little. Erica does use a full heal, so that lets us attack again, and we break through everything to take it out. Vileplume can hit hard with Acid and takes us to low yellow as we Body Slam it. It takes us down to 17 HP, but we can attack again and take it out to win the next badge. Remember how I said we'd forgotten the Poké-Flute? Yeah, I went up to Snorlax and spent a good minute trying to figure out why the flute wasn't playing, so after grabbing Fly and a Spearow, we head back to Lavender Town, then back to Celadon, and then make our way through Cycling Road. And here's where we run into some more problems. First, the problems on Cycling Road, which is the fact that most of them use bulky poison Pokemon. When we played with Bulbasaur, he had a part poison type to be able to resist the attacks, meanwhile Chikorita gets rocked by it. Second problem are the hard-hitting psychic types in Koga's gym, and then the third problem is Koga himself. So when we go to fight Koga, we're at level 50, and we body slam the Koffing, and then it retaliates by immediately exploding, and that is just about how I expected this attempt to go. We do try a Reflect, but honestly, that didn't seem to help too much, so I think we're just gonna have to move on and try this again soon. We go to Saffron and then into Silphco, taking down a majority of the trainers there to get some additional levels. While I don't think this will be enough to beat the rival right away, we might be able to beat Koga with the added firepower, and I'm not going to bother covering the rival fight at this level because we get destroyed by the Pidgeotto without a second thought. So we go back to Koga and still get sludged into submission. So at level 65, we can take the Koffing to red and get the paralysis, and it stays that way as we take it out a few turns later. Muck is a one-shot, and I know this particular crit mattered because this was attempt number 7 at level 65, where we didn't get hit with Toxic immediately. The second Koffing we take to yellow as it hits us with Smokescreen, but we push past that and take it out next turn. Last is Wheezing, and we miss Body Slam and get hit with Sludge. We then Body Slam it, paralyze it, Koga heals the paralysis, then we Body Slam it again and paralyze it again. We miss another Body Slam, get knocked all the way down to 25 HP, and then take it down to move past this absolute beast of a gym. After that, we can move back to the rival, and we can set a Reflect to deflect a bit of damage as we get hit with Wing Attack. We hit it to yellow with Body Slam, and it hits another Wing Attack before we can take it out. As Charizard comes out, we Body Slam it and paralyze it as it uses Scary Face, but we still managed to outspeed and critical hit the next Body Slam to take it down as well. The eggs we take to half and paralyze as they repay the favor and stuns for us, but then we can take them out. The Alakazam only sets up Calm Mind before going down. Gyarados is scary, and we take it to nearly half. It bites and flinches us next turn. We then Body Slam and paralyze it to red as it Dragon Rages us to 16, but we manage to outspeed, break past paralysis, and land a final Body Slam to take it out and win the battle. And I'm beginning to notice a little bit of a pattern here. Now, compared to the rival, I'd like to say Giovani is a joke. We take down the Nidorino with a Razor Leaf and Body Slam, but we do end up getting poisoned. The Nidoqueen, we can Razor Leaf and Body Slam to take it down. With Kangaskhan, we can take it out with 2 Body Slams and a Razor Leaf, and between the poison damage and the damage his Pokemon have been dealing us, we have 5 HP. We cross our fingers, and Razor Leaf hits, and we officially win the battle. Why is every battle so hard? Now we can go to fight Sabrina and finally wrap up this long gauntlet of battling and get some travel done. Kadabra goes down to a single Body Slam, the Venomoth goes to yellow, hits a weak Gust, but also goes down to Body Slam. The Mr. Mime goes down to a Body Slam, then we can take Alakazam to red with one as it hits us with Psychic, and from there we play a bit of a stall battle, and Alakazam does land another Psychic to take us down to 30 HP, but we do finish it off to win a very narrow battle. Now that we've reached the back half of the game, I just have to say, as much as I tried to stand up for this little dude, he's kinda awful in this game too. The problem is the lack of move variety. We get no poison moves except for Toxic, and he can't survive long enough to make use of it. We don't get Leech Seed like Bulbasaur does to be able to set up for possible healing. Overall, it's just cursed with a bad moveset. I know in the new Pokemon Snap, the Meganium had an alternate form, and in some of the other games, whether or not they're ROM hacks or not, I cannot confirm nor deny, they did give it a dual fairy type to help increase its usefulness, and hopefully that'll be something that comes to mainstream games sooner or later, because y'all, this is a struggle. Now we can go to the Fire Gym, and we take our time going through each of the additional trainers for a couple reasons. We want to test damage on the trainers, and we want to take a look at how much damage we're taking from fire moves, and it's not looking great. After that, it's time to face the Flameo Hot Man himself, and while I bring it up, tell me what you think about the new avatar that's coming out, because I have high hopes for it, and I really want it to go well. Blaine first sends out Growlithe, and we can take it to yellow before getting hit with Fire Blast almost half. The next turn, we can take it down, Ponyta's up, and we basically repeat the same process. Body Slam, get charged, then take it out. After the Ponyta goes down, it's Rapidash, and we immediately get Fire Blasted again to end our first of many attempts. At level 85, we can survive a couple hits now, and even at level 85, it still takes way too many attempts. We can now take down the Growlithe and the Ponyta both with a single Body Slam. When the Rapidash is out, we can take it to yellow as we get Fire Blasted, and it's finally not completely wrecking us. Now with the Arcanine, if it connects with Fire Blast, we usually end up going down. But for this particular attempt, we can keep pinging it with Body Slam, and 2 Fire Blast misses allow us to take the doggo down and let us finally move on. With the last gym, I feel pretty good given the fact that we have some sort of type advantage. With Ryhorn, we can take it down in a single Razor Leaf, and then when Nidoqueen comes out, we can take it below half with Razor Leaf and get hit with a soft Body Slam before taking it out with another Razor Leaf. With Nidoking, we get a much appreciated critical hit, and that takes it out in one clean shot. After that, both the Dugtrio and the Ryhorn are a clean one-shot to let us be done with the 8 gym badges and move on. Going into the Elite Four, I have to admit I'm not feeling too confident. I think the Lorelei will be easy enough and Bruno won't be too bad, but with Agatha and Lance, we don't have anything to be able to do any kind of super effective damage. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Let's take a look and see how we do against the pre-Elite Four rival fight. With the rival, he sends out Pidgeotto, and we Body Slam it to yellow and paralyze it. Wing Attack does about 42 points of damage each turn, and then we can take it down with another Body Slam. When Charizard comes out, we Body Slam it and paralyze it, then immediately get Flame Broiled Eggplant, and go down to a critical hit Flamethrower. Fantastic! We can sometimes make it Alakazam, but since he outspeeds us, he immediately disables Body Slam, and then we have to rely on taking it down with special moves while his own special gets bumped up by Calm Mind. At level 90, we can take Pidgeotto down in 2 Body Slams just like before, getting hit with Wing Attack. Charizard we outspeed, and we can take it below half as it uses Scary Face. For whatever reason, the next turn it uses Slash instead of Flamethrower, so we can then take it out next turn. With Execute, we can take it to red and paralyze it, and unfortunately it returns the favor, but we can break through it and take it out the next turn. With Alakazam, it immediately disables our Body Slam like before, and then we spend the next 2 turns paralyzed as it sets up Calm Mind. By the time we can start attacking, for some reason, Alakazam just keeps trying to use Disable, so we take it out without too much trouble. Ryhorn is out, and we do spend 2 turns paralyzed as he uses Takedown before going down to a single Razor Leaf. Last up is Gyarados, and we hit it to half with Razor Leaf as it hits us with Hydro Pump. It sets up a Rain Dance, and we stay paralyzed before it hits us to 60 HP. We break through the paralysis and land a critical hit Razor Leaf for the win. With that out of the way, we do something that I don't think I've done ever. We actually go through and fight some of the people in Victory Road, because I have a feeling that we're going to need every level that we can get. Between the trainer battles of the wild Pokemon, we do spend some time just fighting through everything. Lorelei first sends out Dugong, and we get critical hit Razor Leaf to take it out in one shot. With the Slowbro, we can take it to red as it uses Calm Mind. Lorelei heals up, and we use Body Slam, and it gets paralyzed. We can take it to yellow as it stays fully paralyzed, and then it goes down the next turn. Lapras goes to a little below half as the berry kicks in and it uses Ice Beam on us. The next turn we connect with another Razor Leaf to take it out. We can Body Slam the Jinx to red as it misses Lovely Kiss, and then Lorelei does a couple turns stalling with healing before ultimately going down. Finally, Cloyster's up and has the special defense of Paper Mache, and then goes down to a single Razor Leaf, and that lets us move on to Bruno. Onyx is up first, so we open with a Razor Leaf to take it down with a single shot. The Hitmonchan comes out, gets Body Slam below half, misses its attack, which lets us take it down the next turn. Hitmonlee goes to low yellow and misses its Mega Kick, and then we spend a little back and forth between Bruno healing and us Body Slamming before it also goes down. Machamp is up, and we Body Slam it to paralyze it as Bruno uses Bulk Up, and then the next turn, we use a Razor Leaf, which lands a critical hit to take it down. Finally, it's another Onyx, and it also goes down to a single Razor Leaf to let us move on. And now it's time to move on to Agatha. With the Gengar, we can hit it with Razor Leaf as it double teams. From there, it does end up using Toxic, and between the Toxic damage, it confusing us right afterwards, and us missing, we end up going down not too long after. After that, we go ahead and do the last little bit of leveling that we're able to do, putting us all the way at level 100. And as you can see here at level 100, we're basically dealing with the same thing. And unfortunately for us, this is where our journey is going to end. I spent the next hour trying different things like Giga Drain or Solar Beam, and they don't deal enough damage because typically we end up getting hit with Toxic. After that, I think maybe we could do some double team strats, but there's two issues with that. One, we have to actually set it up while it's also setting up its own double teams, and it also has Shadow Punch, and that doesn't miss, and that makes it so it can immediately outdo us in damage. This is the first time I've legitimately failed a challenge, and honestly, it's a bummer. At the end of the day, Chikorita not having Sleep Powder or Leech Seed as a level up move is absolutely criminal. You can get them as an egg, which if I could hatch the Chikorita and be able to set up, it would probably be a lot easier. We're still going to go through the other two Johto starters, and I'm going to be releasing a Thanksgiving Mew run next week. I'll also end up trying to do a couple solo Christmas theme runs with Jinx and a Stantler, maybe even Delibird if I have the extra time, but at this point, I think I'm just rambling, so, as always, if you like the video, even if you didn't like the video, hit the like and subscribe button because it really does help me out. And until next time, everybody, peace out.